Have you ever pondered the difference between a kingdom man and a religious man? A question that, while simple on the surface, unravels layers of profound meaning and implications upon reflection. Today, we embark on a journey to explore this intriguing contrast. We're not just talking about labels here, but about two distinct approaches to faith and life. On one side, we have the kingdom men, individuals who embody their faith as a living testament, focused on building relationships and serving others with love and humility. On the other side, we have the religious men, those who often place emphasis on the rules and rituals, sometimes overlooking the very essence of faith itself. But this discourse is not to judge or to compare in a superficial manner. Rather, it's an invitation to delve deeper, to understand, and most importantly, to transform. So, are you ready to uncover the transformation journey from being merely religious to becoming kingdom-minded? To begin with, let's delve into the characteristics of kingdom men. In the vast expanse of this world, there are those who stride forth with a unique purpose, a divine calling that transcends the mundane and the ordinary. These individuals are not defined by their religious rituals or practices, but by the quality of their hearts and the depth of their commitment to serve others. They are not merely men, they are kingdom men. Kingdom men are those who understand that faith is not a Sunday-only affair, but a way of life. Their faith is not confined to the four walls of a church or a temple, but extends into every aspect of their existence. They wake up each morning with a prayer on their lips and a resolve in their hearts to live out their faith in their daily lives. These men are committed to serving others with love and humility. They understand that the essence of true faith lies not in lofty sermons or elaborate rituals, but in the simple acts of kindness and service that they render to others. Serving others, for them, is not a duty or an obligation, but a privilege and an honor. Kingdom men are humble. They do not seek to exalt themselves or their deeds, but rather, they strive to lift others up. They do not boast about their righteousness or their piety, but instead, they quietly go about doing good, letting their actions speak louder than their words. They understand that humility is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of strength and wisdom. The heart of a kingdom man is a wellspring of compassion and grace. He does not judge others harshly or look down upon them, but rather he extends a hand of friendship and offers words of encouragement. He does not hold grudges or harbor resentment, but instead, he forgives freely and loves unconditionally. A kingdom man's dedication to living out his faith in his daily life is unwavering. He understands that his faith is not a cloak to be worn on certain days or at certain times, but a garment that he must wear at all times. His faith is not a mask to hide behind, but a light that illuminates his path and guides his steps. In the workplace, kingdom men are ethical, honest, and diligent. They treat their colleagues with respect and dignity, and they strive to create a positive and inclusive work environment. They understand that their work is not merely a means to an end, but a platform to serve others and make a difference. At home, kingdom men are loving and caring. They cherish their families and strive to create a nurturing and supportive environment for their loved ones. They do not shirk their responsibilities or neglect their duties, but instead, they embrace them with joy and dedication. In their communities, kingdom men are active and engaged. They do not turn a blind eye to the needs and challenges of their communities, but rather, they roll up their sleeves and get involved. They understand that they have a role to play in making their communities better, and they do not shy away from this responsibility. Kingdom men are not perfect. They have their flaws and shortcomings, their struggles and challenges, but they do not let these deter them or pull them down. Instead, they use them as stepping stones to grow and mature, to become better versions of themselves. They understand that the journey of faith is not a sprint, but a marathon, and they are committed to running the race with perseverance and resilience. Kingdom men seek to lead by example, spreading joy and hope wherever they go. They understand that they are ambassadors of a higher kingdom, and they strive to reflect the love and grace of their Creator in their words and actions. They are not merely men, they are kingdom men, men of faith and purpose, men of love and service, men of humility and grace. And so, as we continue to explore the profound distinction between kingdom men and religious men, let us remember the defining characteristics of kingdom men: their commitment to serve others, their humility, and their dedication to living out their faith in their daily lives. These are the hallmarks of kingdom men, the traits that set them apart, the qualities that make them shine brightly in a world often shrouded in darkness. Kingdom men seek to lead by example, spreading joy and hope wherever they go. Now, let's shed some light on the traits of religious men. Religious men are often characterized by their adherence to rules and rituals. They are the ones you'll see in every church service, every prayer meeting, every religious event. They know the scriptures by heart, can recite the 10 Commandments in reverse order, and follow every religious rule to the letter. On the surface, they appear to be the epitome of piety and devotion. However, while their dedication to religious practices is commendable, it's essential to delve deeper into their understanding of faith. Is their devotion a result of a deep-seated love for their Creator, or is it simply a product of a routine they've been brought up to follow? In focusing on religious rituals, these individuals often miss the heart behind their faith. They might be so engrossed in following the rules that they forget the essence of these rules: to love God wholeheartedly and to love others as they love themselves. Religious men may also be more concerned with their outward appearance of righteousness. They may go to great lengths to display their religiosity, whether it's through wearing religious symbols, posting religious quotes on social media, or loudly praying in public places. Although these actions aren't inherently wrong, they can become problematic if done for the wrong reasons. If these outward displays of faith are primarily to garner praise and admiration from others, then they're missing the point of true devotion, which is a personal, intimate relationship with God. Moreover, religious men may have a tendency to judge others harshly. They may look at others through a lens of self-righteousness, quick to point out the speck in their brother's eye while ignoring the plank in their own. This judgmental attitude can lead to division and discord, which is contrary to the unity and love that faith promotes. Religious men may also lack the humility to admit their own shortcomings. They may hide behind their religious practices, using them as a shield to avoid facing their own faults and failures. This lack of self-awareness and introspection can hinder their spiritual growth. After all, recognizing and admitting our faults is the first step towards transformation and growth. While it's important to note that not all religious men exhibit these traits, it's equally crucial to understand that faith is more than just following rules and rituals. It's about understanding the heart behind these practices, a heart that is filled with love for God and others. It's about living out this love in our daily lives, showing kindness and compassion to everyone we meet. Faith is also about humility. It's about recognizing our own faults and failures, seeking forgiveness, and striving to do better. It's about understanding that we are all works in progress, and that we need God's grace and mercy every day. And most importantly, faith is about transformation. It's about allowing God to change our hearts and minds, shaping us into the people He wants us to be. It's about striving to be kingdom men who live out their faith with love, humility, and grace. So, while religious men may appear righteous on the outside, we must ask ourselves, do they truly understand the heart behind their faith? Are they living out their faith with love and humility, or are they merely going through the motions? Are they open to transformation, or are they content with their outward displays of religiosity? Religious men may appear righteous on the outside, but do they truly understand the heart behind their faith? It's a question worth pondering as we strive to live out our faith in a way that honors God and serves others. Having explored both, it's time to compare and contrast kingdom men and religious men. As we delve into this comparison, it's essential to remember that these are not labels to brandish people with, but rather perspectives to understand different approaches to spirituality. They represent two ends of a spectrum, where most of us find ourselves somewhere in between. It's not a matter of good versus evil, but one of depth versus surface, authenticity versus appearance, and grace versus judgment. Let's start with the kingdom man. A kingdom man is, foremost, relationship-oriented. He nurtures his relationship with God, with himself, and the people around him. He understands that love, compassion, and service are the cornerstones of a fulfilling spiritual journey. He seeks to emulate the teachings of Christ, not just in his words, but in his actions. He knows that faith is not confined to a building or a day of the week, but is a way of life. The kingdom man is not perfect, and he knows it. He acknowledges his flaws and failures and uses them as stepping stones towards growth. He's not afraid to ask for forgiveness from God and from those he has wronged. He understands that humility is a virtue, not a weakness. He strives to impact his community positively, using his gifts and talents to serve others. His faith is not a badge of honor to be flaunted, but a guiding light that illuminates his path and the path of those around him. He does not judge, but encourages, does not condemn, but comforts. His faith is a wellspring of joy and hope, and he shares it generously. On the other hand, we have the religious man. The religious man is often rule-oriented. He places great emphasis on following religious laws and rituals, sometimes to the point of neglecting the heart behind them. He may be more concerned with appearing righteous than being righteous. While the religious man may appear devout on the outside, he may lack genuine compassion and grace on the inside. He may be quick to judge others based on their outward actions, without considering their heart's intentions or their unique journey. He might hide behind the facade of religiosity, using it as a shield from criticism or a platform for self-righteousness. His faith may become more about duty than devotion, more about ritual than relationship. He might focus more on the letter of the law, missing the spirit of the law. The religious man might also be more concerned with his image and reputation than his actual character. He may prioritize appearing holy over being holy, forgetting that God looks at the heart, not the outward appearance. Now let's bring these two perspectives together. The kingdom man and the religious man both claim to follow the same faith, but their approach and understanding of that faith differ vastly. The kingdom man seeks a transformative relationship with God and others, while the religious man may focus more on maintaining religious traditions and appearances. It's important to note that the kingdom man and the religious man are not necessarily two separate individuals. They could represent different stages in a person's spiritual journey, or different aspects of the same person. We all have moments when we act more like a kingdom man, and moments when we lean towards being a religious man. The key is to strive for growth and transformation, to constantly align our hearts with God's will. It's not about being perfect, but about being genuine. It's not about following rules and rituals, but about living out our faith in love and service. In the end, it's not about being religious, but about being kingdom-minded. It's about being a light in the world, not just a lamp on a stand. It's about being salt that adds flavor, not just salt that preserves. It's about being a tree that bears fruit, not just a tree that provides shade. Let's strive to be kingdom men, transforming our hearts and minds to reflect the love and grace of our Creator. Let's not just talk about faith, but live it. Let's not just preach about love, but show it. Let's not just pray for change, but be the change. True transformation comes from aligning one's heart with God's will, not simply following rules and rituals. Let's remember that it's not about what we do, but why we do it. It's not about the acts we perform, but the love we pour into them. It's not about the words we say, but the heart behind them. So let's ask ourselves today, are we kingdom men or religious men? Are we living our faith or just practicing religion? Are we transforming our hearts or just conforming to traditions? As we ponder these questions, let's remember that the journey is as important as the destination. It's not about reaching a certain point, but about growing, evolving, and transforming along the way. Let's strive to be kingdom men, serving with love, leading with humility, and living with grace. Let's not just be religious, let's be kingdom-minded. Because in the end, that's what truly matters. So how does one transition from being religious to becoming kingdom-minded? That's the core question we're exploring here in Scene 5, the transformation. The journey from being a religious man to becoming a kingdom man isn't about changing a label. It's a profound shift in perspective, a radical reorientation of the heart and mind. The first step is humility. The kingdom man recognizes that he doesn't have all the answers. He understands that he is not perfect, and he is okay with that. He's open to learning, growing, and evolving. He knows that he is a work in progress, and he embraces his journey with joy and gratitude. Humility isn't about self-deprecation. It's about self-awareness. It's about knowing who we are, recognizing our limitations, and being open to God's guidance and direction. The second step is love. Love is the heartbeat of the kingdom man. It's not a fluffy, sentimental kind of love, but a deep, unconditional love that seeks the best for others. This love isn't passive, it's active. It's a love that serves, that gives, that sacrifices. It's a love that goes beyond words and translates into actions. It's a love that sees the worth and dignity in every person, regardless of their background, beliefs, or behaviors. Love is the lens through which the kingdom man views the world. The third step is developing a genuine relationship with God. This is the cornerstone of becoming a kingdom man. It's not about following a set of rules or rituals, but about cultivating a personal, intimate relationship with our Creator. It's about seeking God's presence in our daily lives, not just on Sundays. It's about making God the center of our lives, the source of our strength, the guide of our journey. This relationship isn't about earning God's love or approval. It's about receiving it. It's about resting in God's grace, basking in His love, and living in His peace. The transformation from a religious man to a kingdom man is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It's a journey that requires patience, perseverance, and persistence. It's a journey that involves trials and tribulations, setbacks and successes, but it's a journey worth taking. Why? Because becoming a kingdom man is about becoming the best version of ourselves. It's about becoming a beacon of hope, a source of joy, a vessel of love. It's about becoming a man who reflects the heart of God in his thoughts, words, and actions. It's about becoming a man who makes a positive impact in his community, who leads by example, who inspires others to rise above their circumstances and reach their full potential. So, are you ready to embark on this transformation journey? Are you ready to transition from being religious to becoming kingdom-minded? Are you ready to become a kingdom man? Remember, the journey may not be easy, but it's worth it. It may require sacrifices, but they're worth making. It may demand courage, but it's a courage that comes from knowing that we are not alone, that we are accompanied by a God who loves us unconditionally, who believes in us infinitely, who empowers us supernaturally. Becoming kingdom-minded means reflecting the love and grace of our Creator in our daily lives. It means living out our faith with authenticity and integrity. It means being the light in the darkness, the hope in the despair, the love in the hate. It means being kingdom men. In conclusion, being kingdom-minded transcends religious rituals and rules. We've explored the differences between kingdom men and religious men, shedding light on their distinct focuses and motivations. Kingdom men, who strive to embody love, humility, and service, demonstrate their faith through their daily lives, not just on Sundays. They believe in building relationships and positively impacting their communities, leading with grace and compassion. Conversely, religious men may often prioritize rituals and appearances, potentially neglecting the genuine understanding and application of faith in their lives. They may appear righteous, but might struggle with exhibiting true grace and humility. The crux of our discussion lies in the understanding that true transformation stems from aligning our hearts with God's will, rather than merely adhering to religious rituals. It's about being kingdom-minded, not just religious. Thank you for joining us on this journey of transformation. Remember to be kingdom-minded, reflecting the love and grace of our Creator.